Right, I'm back with another Destiny video. I figured this would be a good TWAB to read today because we knew that there was going to be at least some new info in here about raid rotators, whatever that means. We kind of have some idea. I think they talked about this a long time ago, where at the very least it was going to be some sort of like cycle where you at least get like pinnacles and things from a different raid every week. I am hoping that it is a little more than that because I think that's the only thing, the only reason to do it. That might be a little underwhelming, but I guess we'll see what we got here. All right. This week at Bungie, we talk about Rolk finding his chill and a new way to enjoy raids and dungeons. Oh, and dungeons. Okay. It really is almost mid-April already, huh? As the weeks continue to feel like they fly by in a rush for summer, we're excited to show off even more changes coming to Destiny 2 while we continue working on what the future means for our favorite spacefaring heroes. In the next few weeks, we'll be diving through some weapons sandbox changes and other topics of interest. Like next season, because we're like a month and a half away. One of the changes that we are ready to talk about now, however, is the new rotator system for some of the more challenging activities in-game, particularly raids and dungeons. Ready to kick off another weekly TWAB-tastic celebration? Let's dive right into it, shall we? Alright, dungeons and raids. Before diving into what's next for activities like raids and dungeons, we did want to shout out that players can finally take Rolk's kicks to the face at an even higher ferocity because Master Vow of the Disciple is dropping next week. For the deets regarding the ramped up difficulty, Guardians should know the power level is 1580 with a seasonal cap at plus 30. For those challenge hardy players completing... Was there a seasonal cap before with hard mode? I don't remember. For those challenge hardy players completing challenges at Master difficulty will offer progress toward the raid seal. Each encounter completed also has the chance to drop an adept version of a given weapon for the raid. Yeah, they're just called adept. They're not like time lost or anything now, but whatever. It's a neat way to up the ante a bit when taking on the more challenging aspects of Destiny 2. Master Vow of the Disciple drops next week on April 19th, so make sure to knock out any leveling needed and get that gear in tip-top shape because Master difficulty is never something to take lightly. But wait, there's more. As players continue exploring the Throne World and uncover the true nature of the Witness's influence, we've heard your desire for reasons to return to previously released raid and dungeon content loud and clear. One way we're freshening up the raid and dungeon experience in Destiny 2 is by developing a new rotation of featured content that we think you'll like starting in Season 17, which is next season, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think that's next season. This is designed to make raid and dungeon content a bit more enticing over the course of a season, while also providing more ways to play when jumping into different activities with friends and clansmates. Essentially, we're breaking up our new rotator system into seasonal and weekly categories so that players can have a little additional freshness when taking on the weekly hunt for power. Let's start with our seasonal rotation since this implementation is short and sweet. Each season, the newly released raid and dungeon will grant pinnacle awards for all encounters. As an example, in Season 17, Vow of the Disciple and the upcoming Redacted dungeon. Outside of these, we'll have a raid rotator and a dungeon rotator, each offering a pinnacle reward once completed. Okay, so the main raid of the year, and then the new dungeon, and then an additional raid and an additional dungeon. Although those two should require other expansion purchases unless it's some of the free ones like Vault of Glass, or what's the Prophecies, the free dungeon I think now. Alright, for those wondering about the weekly rotation, this particular inclusion will have a chance to feature all raids and dungeons not listed as the seasonal rotation. Want to revisit the Vex and Garden of Salvation? Do it! Want to go toe-to-toe with Riven because you like to feel hungry for that wildly impressive and stressful as all heck for players like me that are prone to panic final encounter? Weird, but get on with your brave and light-driven self. Get that bread. Does this... So would you have to own Shadowkeep for this? That's not clear. Okay. I have a question about that for them on Twitter. Maybe I should read Twitter and see if they answered that already. Rewards. What's different there? For the weekly rotation, completing the final encounter in any of the chosen raids or dungeons will award a pinnacle drop from your weekly challenge. For any raid or dungeon that offers a higher difficulty, such as Master Vault or Glass, that higher difficulty will also be available to select should players be itching for an additional challenge. But not different rewards, I don't think. Oh wait, you said you liked farming? We got you there too with the new rotator system. All lockouts on encounter rewards for legendary gear are being removed, which means all legendary drops in both raids and dungeons will be 100% farmable if you choose. Throw on some lo-fi music, grab a cozy beverage, and farm to your heart's content. Or don't. The choice is yours. Okay, that's good. That's a good addition. So in addition to just being a pinnacle, you can now like fully farm whatever raid you want for kind of infinite loot, and that apparently includes Vow and the new dungeon. So those will just be farmable like infinitely, also in addition to the old stuff. So I think that's good. I think that's a good change. I mean, I've always believed that raids should be farmable, like what they've been doing with recent dungeons. I'm not sure if it's going to work like the prophecy lockout, where it's like if you get the thing, then you do it again. You can only get more drops of that thing. But regardless, that's a good addition. I like that. All right, so that's starting next season, and there's going to be, I think, 2 dungeons and 2 raids at a time that's active for this. Pretty cool. All right, we are hitting that mid-season mark. This is Patch Notes preview, which means it's time to do a little housekeeping. We're tackling a neat little failsafe for players when carrying objects for the Wellspring attack, and some fine-tuning to Rolk and his ilk in the Evolved Disciple raid, and taking on a few more Gambit changes to continue making Drifter proud. Ooh, more Gambit changes. This should be good. We've got a small patch preview to share. Nothing major, tempering those expectations now, but here are just some of the tweaks coming down the pipeline for Destiny 2, which you can look forward to before they go live later this month on April 19th. Yeah, I wondered, they kept saying they're doing like stuff to prepare for a update or something, so I wonder what was actually coming besides Master Raids. Wellspring attack. Fix an issue that could cause teams to incorrectly wipe during a Master Wellspring when an objective is completed with only a few seconds left on the timer. Not great. And add a failsafe so that carryable objects in both the ritual and boss phases of a Wellspring won't spawn out of bounds. This is an ongoing saga, huh? Trying to get those orbs in the right places. Altar of Reflection. Fix an issue where players cannot complete the evidence board quest due to Altar of Reflection not showing up properly. More like Altar of Reappearance. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The Disciple Raid. Fix an issue where Rolk would suddenly become shy and no longer transition back to his initial phase properly, effectively blocking progress. Fix an issue where the Caretaker's dynamic health threshold UI would not consistently display for all players. Trials. Fix an issue where players are not receiving expected rewards on post-flawless wins. So are they fixing the you could get adept loot on flawed cards? Because that's not what this sounds like. I think it was people not getting rewards on post-flawless wins, so I think they said this was only that was only going to be live for a week. Although there's no trials this weekend anyway, because Iron Banner. So text chats, whatever. Weapon crafting. Added a consumable item that allows viewing of element counts. This is like a hilarious stopgap fix. A consumable item. It's not a limited item. You can discard it and reacquire it anytime. That's awesome. Okay. Artifact players with all 25 artifact mods unlocked can still reset the artifact for no glimmer cost. Once all 25 artifact mods are unlocked, resets from that point on are free. Why do you need to reset it if you have all mods unlocked? Okay. Abilities. Fix an issue where Devour sometimes grant less buff time if multiple targets were killed in quick succession. Added aim assist targeting to enemy axiom bolts, secondary projectiles to help players hit bolts that are chasing both themselves and fellow allies. Oh, that's interesting. The upcoming patch will also tackle notable stability issues and crash fixes. Zer's wonky stats for his wares. They already fixed that. And Rahul's destination material for sale will resume rotating and reset. I thought they definitely fixed this. I thought they fixed this too. Maybe not. These are just some of the tweaks players can expect with these and other patch items on April 19th. Player support. Can you fix the thing where I can't make a fire team on the web app? It like says the parameters can't be parsed or something. I can do it on the mobile app, but if you could fix that, that would be great. Okay, known issues, anything here? They just mentioned this, so apparently that's being fixed. Yeah, none of these are really interesting. They're still trying to give people the emblem from Valve Disciple Raid, one of those things that takes a long time that no one really understands, but yeah. Alright, so movie of the week, Maze with another freestyle, biblically accurate Destiny 2 Ghosts. That's amazing. And I knew this mech art was going to win, just like T-Mech is going to win, even though I don't want them to. That does look awesome, though. Oh, here's T-Monster. They're not going to win. Sorry. Oh, this is great. That's really good. Oh, the results are in. Okay. T-Mech won by a hair with 52% of the votes. What? That was that close? I can't believe it. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. That is genuinely surprising. Okay. Yeah, I thought they were saying more weapon changes, new Gambit labs, and more. I thought they were saying there were more Gambit changes coming, but they didn't actually list any in here. So, okay, whatever. All right, well, that's the news. Raid rotators are good. I think that is a good addition, and next week's patch doesn't sound like anything too crazy. It's like mostly a lot of bug fixes. This is just hilarious. This weapon crafting consumable item, amazing. And then the next one, which is not a surprise, but it is a surprise it was that close. So. Anyway, that is the TWAB for today. It feels like the next, I don't know, series of TWABs are going to be pretty substantial, so we'll probably be doing those weekly now again. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.